an interesting spot for a payphone. The Michael J. Quill Bus Depot, 41st Street, 11th Avenue. There's so few of these left now. It's always a surprise to find one. And intact at that. No dial tone. But I'll look that number up later. See if I have it. Forget about when I come through Penn Station. Used to be a TTY. It hasn't worked in ages.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next uptown train is now arriving on the local track. Please stand away to the platform edge, especially when trains are entering and leaving the station.
This is at Penn Station, by the way, the uptown ACE platform. I always forget about this one because it's on the opposite end of the platform that I usually use. That's the Hotel Pennsylvania. They're going to tear it down. It's been closed since the pandemic. Said to have the longest continuously used phone number in New York, although that's apparently been debated or disputed. But when they tear down the hotel, with it is going to go, I think, about 9 or 10 payphones, none of which had worked in a long time. And let's see, I think you'll be able to see these. And then there's another set of them over on the other side, but we can't see that from outside. But I guess those are all going to be destroyed along with the rest of the building. These are over on Lexington and 31st. And I think I already got these, but what the hell, I'm here. One of the ones with the barcode. These metal plates are where, now take the spot where 6 payphones used to be. This is at Grand Central Terminal. And if the passages are really open, I'm going to go down today to see if the rows of these things, there were rows of like 10 or 12 of them last time I was down there, and even a few surviving, but most of the walls where there used to be phones look like those surviving dead phones, dead panels. There used to be 6 phones here, and on the opposite side, now you get here again where there used to be a lot of ads. I think 10 or 12 more lucrative, obviously, than the phones. Now you get this row of ads. Whatever I might think of the functional usefulness of the old phones, I can't argue with the aesthetic improvement within the context of Grand Central. This is actually kind of funny, this map showing where the passages are. Still has some phone icons on it. This map must be 15 years old, not more. And it still has the telephone's icon on the legend. There are no phones down here, no working phones that is. But we're about to find out, I guess, if they really are open. Here's one row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's a bank of 8 metal plates. And there was always one lower phone to comply with the American with Disabilities Act. And this was a 30-second phone, I think, which they have these at Penn Station too. For 30 seconds you could call any place in New York State outside of the 5 boroughs. And apparently this was quite a hit. These people just needed to call to tell their husband or wife or whoever what train they were going to be on. And 25 cents for 30 seconds was considered a pretty good deal for that. And I'm not going to pick this one up because this might actually still work. This was a payphone, but it's been replaced with a house phone. This is a row 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 actually. Where again a house phone has been replaced on one of them, but the rest are all just metal plates. So far, I'm not finding as many of these rows and rows of phones as I was expecting, but I think I might be thinking of the next passage, though. The northwest. What am I looking at here?
Your attention, please. All luggage and parcels must be attended at all times. Any items left unattended will be removed by and subject to search by the MTA police. Thank you for your cooperation.
And then these, I think this spot used to have a whole wall of phones, but one house phone is here, an emergency thing is here, and then I think they covered up the others with these things. Okay, so first was the Northwest Passage, then the elevator down to 47th Street. This is the Northeast, where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This used to be 10 in a row. So not as many banks and banks of these things as I thought, but some testament to how many of these things there used to be down here. I'll look up ahead to see if there's
Ladies and gentlemen,
any more of this.
our mobile ticketing app, MTA eTix, is available now and allows you.
And this is the end of the Northeast Passage. And that bright sign. This used to be a row of, I think, 10. And there's even one survivor. A TTY. The metal frame around it was from the days of shoulder surfing, when people used calling cards and credit cards to make long-distance calls. They'd have to punch in the card number, and there'd be shoulder surfers standing by, maybe with binoculars or something, writing down the numbers and then using them to resell long-distance service to others. So these little metal frames were intended to make that impossible, or at least more difficult. It's kind of a cool image, actually. I came back over to the 47th Street Passage because I remembered these. Only 3 remains, but I think this was another row where there were like 10 in a row. But these train departure screens cover up where they used to be. And just for the sake of completeness, even though I've documented those already, I'll go downstairs toward near the Lost and Found. By the way, welcome to Grand Central Terminal at rush hour on a weekday. It's Monday, 4:34, and the hall is completely empty up ahead of me right now. But before I go to the lost and found, I forgot about this passage. Maybe this is one I'm thinking of. Okay, so this is the 45th Street cross passage, where we find remains of 6. I think I said this is a house phone. It's actually an emergency police phone. That's why I don't want to pick it up. It probably connects you straight to Terminal Police. But here's an old TTY. It's got some dust on it. But I'm the first person to pick this up in a very long time. I have to see if that number's on my site when I get home. No dial tone here, but it'd be crazy to expect it. I'm going to check the other side of this passage. There might be another bank. This is downstairs by the lost and found. There were 6 in a row here, and I think this was the last one that actually worked. And I used to make a lot of calls from this one. Payphone radio calls. And here you can see where there used to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm losing count. I guess maybe it was 14. All gone. Been gone for a long time, by the way.